Hello children, how are you? I hope you all are hale and hearty. Well, I'm Satinder Kaur and today I'll be taking up lesson 6 of geography for class 6. And the name of the lesson is Major Landforms of the Earth. Children, you must have noticed that the surface of the earth is not the same everywhere. Somewhere it's flat and at some other places it's elevated. A variety of landforms like mountains, hills, plains and deserts are found on the surface of the earth, and broadly we can group these landforms depending on elevation and slope. In this lesson, we shall talk about different landforms, but before that, let's understand how these landforms are created or formed. So children, all these landforms are a result of two processes. Let's first talk about the internal process that takes place inside the earth. Children, you will be amazed to know that the ground you are standing on is slowly moving. A continuous movement takes place within the earth, and this internal process leads to the upliftment and sinking of the earth's surface at several places. The second is the external process, which is the result of continuous wearing down and rebuilding of the land surface. The wearing away of the earth's surface is called erosion. The surface is being lowered by the process of erosion and rebuilt by the process of deposition. And these two processes are carried out by running water, ice and wind. Now, let's talk about different landforms one by one. We'll start with mountains. A mountain is any natural elevation of the earth's surface. Children, do you know what is the difference between a hill and a mountain? A hill is a land surface that rises higher than the surrounding area. And generally, a steep hill with an elevation of more than 600 meters is termed as a mountain. The mountains may have a small summit and a broad base. It is considerably higher than the surrounding area. Some mountains are even higher than the clouds. As you go higher, the climate becomes colder. In some mountains, there are permanently frozen rivers of ice. They are called glaciers. There are some mountains you cannot see as they are under the sea. Because of harsh climate, less people live in the mountain areas. Children, do you know Mauna Kea in Hawaii Island in the Pacific Ocean is an undersea mountain. It is higher than Mount Everest, being 10,205 meters high. Because of harsh climate, less people live in the mountain areas. Since the slopes are steep, less land is available for farming. Mountains may be arranged in a line known as range. Many mountain systems consist of a series of parallel ranges extending over hundreds of kilometers. The Himalayas, the Alps, the Andes are mountain ranges of Asia, Europe and South America respectively. Mountains vary in heights and shape. There are three types of mountains: fold mountains, block mountains and the volcanic mountains. The Himalayan mountains and the Alps are young fold mountains with rugged relief and high conical peaks. The Aravalli Range in India is one of the oldest fold mountain systems in the world. The range has considerably worn down due to the process of erosion. The Appalachian in the North America and the Ural Mountains in Russia have rounded features and low elevation. They are very old fold mountains. Next, block mountains are created when large areas are broken and displaced vertically. The uplifted blocks are termed as horsts and the lowered blocks are called graben. The Rhine Valley and the Wash Mountain in Europe are examples of such mountain systems. Locate them on the world map in the atlas and find out some more examples of this type of landforms. Now let's move further. Volcanic mountains are formed due to volcanic activity. Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa and Mount Fujiyama in Japan are examples of such mountains. Mountains are very useful. The mountains are a storehouse of water. Many rivers have their source in the glaciers in the mountains. Reservoirs are made and the water is harnessed for the use of people. Water from the mountains is also used for irrigation and generation of hydroelectricity. The river valleys and terraces are ideal for cultivation of crops. Mountains have a rich variety of flora and fauna. The forests provide fuel, fodder, shelter and other products like gum, raisins, etc. Mountains provide an idyllic site for tourists. They visit the mountains for their scenic beauty. Several sports like paragliding, hang gliding, river rafting and skiing are popular in the mountains. Children, can you name some places in the Himalayas associated with these sports? Now, let's move forward and talk about plateaus. A plateau is an elevated flatland. It is flat-topped tableland standing above the surrounding area. A plateau may have one or more sides with steep slopes. The height of plateaus often varies from few hundred meters to several thousand meters. Plateaus like mountains may be young or old. The Deccan Plateau in India is one of the oldest plateaus. The East African Plateau in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda and the Western Plateau of Australia are other examples. The Tibet Plateau is the highest plateau in the world with a height of 4,000 to 6,000 meters above the mean sea level. Plateaus are also very useful because they are rich in mineral deposits. As a result, many of the mining areas in the world are located in the plateau areas. The African plateau is famous for gold and diamond mining. In India, huge reserves of iron, coal and manganese are found in the Chota Nagpur plateau. In the plateau areas, there may be several waterfalls as the river falls from a great height. In India, the Hundru Falls in the Chota Nagpur plateau on the river Subarnarekha and the Jog Falls in Karnataka are examples of such waterfalls. The lava plateaus are rich in black soil that are fertile and good for cultivation. Many plateaus have scenic spots and are of great attraction to tourists. Now let's move forward and talk about plains. Plains are large stretches of flat land. They are generally not more than 200 meters above mean sea level. Some plains are extremely level. Others may be slightly rolling and undulating. Most of the plains are formed by rivers and their tributaries. The rivers flow down the slopes of mountains and erode them. They carry forward the eroded material. Then they deposit their load consisting of stones, sand and silt along their courses and in their valleys. It is from these deposits that plains are formed. Generally, plains are very fertile. Construction of transport network is easy in plains. Thus, these plains are very thickly populated regions of the world. Some of the largest plains made by the rivers are found in Asia and North America. For example, in Asia, these plains are formed by the Ganga and the Brahmaputra in India and Yangtze in China. Plains are the most useful areas for human habitation. There is a great concentration of people as more flat land is available for building houses as well as for cultivation. Because of fertile soils, the land is highly productive for cultivation. In India too, the Indo-Gangetic plains are the most densely populated regions of the country. Now, let's move further and talk about the life of people living in different landforms. Children, humans have been living on different kinds of landforms in different ways. Life is difficult in mountainous areas. Plains provide much better conditions. It is easy to grow crops, build a house or a road in a plain than a mountain. Can you point out some differences in the way people live on different kinds of landforms? Sometimes natural calamities such as earthquake, volcanic eruption, storms and floods cause widespread destruction. Huge loss of life and property takes place. By creating awareness about such incidences, we may lower the risk. You may find out from your own surroundings in how many ways we use the land and water. Quite often we use the land in a wasteful manner. For example, constructing houses on a fertile land. Similarly, we throw garbage on land or in water, making them dirty. We should avoid using such important gifts of nature in a careless manner. The available land is not only for our use, it is our duty to leave the earth a better place for future generations as well. So children, that was all about the lesson. Now it's time to take up a few questions to see how much you have understood. Ready? So first we have some questions with options and you have to choose the correct option. And the first question is, the mountains differ from hills in terms of, and the options are elevation, slope or temperature. And the correct option is, yes, elevation. Now the second question, glaciers are found in, and the options are the mountains, the plains or the plateaus. And the correct option is the mountains. Very good. Let's move ahead. The third question is, the Deccan Plateau is located in, and the options are Kenya, Australia or India. And the correct option is India. Very good. Now let's take up the next question. The river Yangtze flows in, and the options are South America, Australia or China. And the correct option is China. Now the last question. An important mountain range of Europe is, and the options are the Andes, the Alps or the Rockies. And the correct option is, yes, the Alps. Now children, let's move ahead and match these columns. First we have the Himalayas and they are located in India. Very good. Next we have Mount Kilimanjaro and they are in Africa. Good. Next we have the Alps and they are located in Europe. Next is the Andes and these mountain ranges are located in, yes, South America. At last we have the Rockies and they are located in North America. So children, with this we come to the end of today's video. I'm sure you liked it and got to know a great deal about major landforms of the earth like plateaus, mountains and plains. You also learnt about how different the life of people living in these landforms is. That's all for now. I'll be back with some more interesting videos. Till then, stay healthy, stay happy.